Hello everyone. So in this video we'll be learning about Creo exercise 1 3D steps. We'll be learning Creo exercise 1 3D steps. So as you look, this is the 3D model what we have to model in the our Creo exercise. So by looking at this you can know the dimensions. So wherever you find x, wherever you see the x, that is called front view. So in the front view, you generally represent the length, and the other side you represent the width. So the length is 104, and the width is 72. So same thing will be here, 72. So the width is 72, and the height comes as 48. So yeah, this is 3D figure. So length is 104, width 72, and height is 48. So I'll explain you how to draw this one. So first thing, you will be drawing the top view. You will be drawing the top view based on these dimensions. So this will be 72 and this will be 104. So you drawing the front view or top view, and then I'll be giving the extrude command. So in the extrude command it will convert 2D object into 3D. I'll use the extrude command. So I generate a box shape like this. So this will be 48. So this is 72. First I take 72 and 104 in order to generate the top view. So after generating the top view, I'll extrude to a depth of 48 and I'll get this shape. So I'll select this face. This is a side view. Side face, I'll select the side face, and on this face I need to generate this profile. So what are the profile you are seeing here? L shape. Generally this shape is L shape. So this L shape I need to generate here. Actually I'll be drawing my L shape here, and this L shape I'll give a extrude cut. For this L shape, if I give a extrude cut, I will generate this shape. So I need to calculate how much extrude cut I am giving. So total distance is 104. So 104 minus 24. So 104 minus 24, you have to give a extrude cut of 80. You have to give a extrude cut of 80. You have to create L shape, and then you have to make extrude cut of 80. So you will see the L shape. So for generating L shape, you have to give this as your reference line. This horizontal line and this vertical line, you have to make it as reference line. And from this edge, you can give a depth. So this total will be 16 and 16. So this is 16 depth and this is 16 depth. Total becomes 32. So here I will be drawing a 32 line, and from here I'll be giving a distance of 24 and 24. So this distance comes as 24 and this distance comes as 24 as I mentioned, and this vertical distance comes as 16 and this distance comes as vertical distance comes as 16. So total I give 32. So this I'll give as 24, and again out of this 32 depth I'll give a height of 16. So here I'll be giving it as 16, and again I'll be making a left side of 24. I'll make this as 24, and automatically this height will become as 16. So I'm creating this L shape, and for this L shape I'm giving a extrude cut till this depth. I'll be giving the extrude cut so that this portion will be removed, and here also the same shape will be generating the same shape. From here again the same L shape will be generating, so that you will be generating the steps. So this is very simple. So it will take very less time to generate this thing. Okay. So I'm sharing the Creo parametric software. You have to install the Creo parametric software. So after installing Creo parametric software, click on PTC Creo. So this is a company PTC. So PTC Creo, click on PTC Creo. You will be finding Creo parametric with the version. I'm using the version 3.0 version. You can use any version. latest version 6, so you can use those version. So after opening this one, click on new. After opening this user screen, so click on new. So after clicking on new, it is taking some time. So you are generating a part file. This is a part file, not assembly. Select a part, solid, and select the part. You have to select it as a part, and you have to rename the part. So I'm renaming the part and name, and you have to rename the part. I will be giving this name as 3D step. 3D steps. I will be giving the name as 3D steps. So I'm giving the my rename it as 3D steps and click OK. So before clicking OK, I need to remove use default template. What this is a default template is generally this it takes default units in terms of inches and feet, but our dimensions are in mm. So we shouldn't be selecting the default template. If we directly select default template, it will be converting into the inches and feet. So I will remove default template and I'll click OK. Then I can give my own dimensions such as mm. So I'll click on OK. So compulsory remove the 3D. Okay. Then you shouldn't be giving any space. So whenever you are generating anything, don't give any space so that there will be no error. So remove use default template and click OK. So that it will actually open this one. And default is inches LBS part solid. So I'm creating a part solid. So here I'll be selecting MMNS part solid. So I'll be selecting MMNS part solid and I'll be click OK. So you can give your model who is modeling and the description of the model. You can give all those things, click OK. So that you will be giving all those things here. Okay. After clicking OK, it will open the part solid MMNS part solid, it will open. So I know the procedure what to do. So I'll directly click on extrude. Don't select the sketch and do all this. Directly click on extrude. So it takes some time. So directly I click on extrude and I need to select the top plane. So I'll be selecting top plane. I will click here top so that this top plane is selected automatically. Then after selecting the top plane, automatically come as sketch. So here you have to select the rectangle command. So here you have rectangle command. Select the center rectangle. So select the center rectangle. Click the center and place it somewhere. You don't know the exact dimensions, so you can place it anywhere. So I'm placing the rectangle. Okay. So then I need to click on escape. Unless you click on escape, it doesn't come out of the command. Okay. So I'm clicking it, so it will show the horizontal dimension. So I want to change this horizontal dimension as 72. 72. Enter. So it will change automatically. I'll change the vertical as 104 as we already discussed. So it is 104. Enter. So this is my top plane what I'm generating. Then I click on OK. So automatically I'll be generating this. So I'll clicking OK. But it will give its default extrude value. So I don't want this extrude value. So I will clicking on 48. I'm clicking 48 and enter. So that it has been changed to 48. So it has been changed to 48 and click OK. So that this is my box and this depth, this is 104. So this depth is 104 and this height is 48 and this width is 72. Trying to select this face. So it is called front face. You can select the front face or select the side face, front to view or side face. You can select the front to view or side face of this one. So that on this one you will be drawing. So then click on, after selecting the front view, click on sketch. So it will be, you will be generating the axis. There you can click the sketch view. So this is the option of sketch view. Or else you can click here, sketch view. Anywhere you can click the sketch view. So I'll be clicking here. So this is my face. So already we discussed. So we have to create a L shape here. So generating L shape, if I directly generate a line anywhere, so I can't guarantee that it will be generated only at this corner point. So that's the reason we need to have certain references. So I'll click on references. just click on references and you know where to generate. So click on here so that you can see this line. So here it is generated, and again you have to select here. So we need two things to generate. Then I'll be clicking close. Then I'll be clicking on close so that this will be generated. Then I generate a line command, just line chain I'll be selecting. So from here I know this dimension. I'll generate a random shape. You have a palette, and from palette also you can take the L shape. But I feel this is easy to change the dimensions and all those things. I click on escape. I'll be clicking on escape, and again I'll click on escape. Two times I need to click on escape so that I'll get the actual dimension. So this width is comes as 32, 16 plus 16 height, so total 32, and this dimension will come as 24, and enter. And this dimension again it will ask, this vertical will be 16, so that automatically it will be 16, no need of giving the other side. And here I can give this distance. Okay, so here I need to specify this distance, but it is not showing, so I can click on normal. So I can click on normal. I will select this one and this one. I'll click on center of my scroll button. So automatically it is 48. You can see it is 48. So it is 24. So it will be 24. And this is 32. 32. And I gave this as 16. So everything is same. So I got exact dimensions. Okay. Okay. So I made such a way that H and H is same. So that automatically when I gave this as 24, automatically this has changed to 24. Then I'll click on OK. And this is my sketch. So here I need to do extrude cut. I'll click on extrude. So it is coming outside. So I don't want it to come outside. So I'll reverse the direction. Okay. And I need to select this one, this portion. This is called remove. If I click this one, it will remove. This is the flip direction so that it will flipping the other way. So this is my remove command. It is asking the depth. So I'll be the depth I calculated 104 minus 24. So it comes as 80. So I click on 80 and click on enter. So that this is my depth, whatever I require. So I got this depth. I'll click on OK. So that this is my object, required object, what I require. So if I click on zoom out, so this is my required object, what I'm generating. And I need to give the dimensions, and I need to highlight that I have deleted this portion because this was once a box. After applying extrude cut, it was deleted. So that's the reason I use a command called render. So I click on render. Appearance gallery. I'll click on appearance gallery. So in the appearance, I'll be selecting the yellow color. So it will ask select one or more items. Then select this one. Click on control and select the additional all the objects and click on OK here. So that it will be selected. So this is my render. So I have highlighted that such that I have made an extrude cut so that whoever is viewing your object, they will be knowing that you have done some extrude cut or other things you have done. They will be knowing easily. Then I'll click on annotate for giving dimensions. Then I'll select my complete object. This is my cut object so that you should get all the green color and click on control and select this one. So my object has this green color line. Then I'll click on show annotation so that it will show annotations, all the dimensions it will show. So these are the one. If I click this one, that will be highlighted. If I click this one, this will be highlighted. So if I want to highlight all the things, I'll click on select all and click on OK. So that everything is done. So if I want to move this one, so that I can move this one. So this distance is 48 and this distance is 32 and this distance is 16 and this distance is 24. Okay. So we have one more dimension. What is the depth? So this depth comes as 80. Make sure that you keep it at the center. If you keep your mouse here, you will be getting this as a line so that you will be keeping here and select this one so that you can keep it at the center. So this is 104. So 104, 24, 16, all those things. And this dimension is new. So I'll select this one and I'll drag this one. so that I'll keep this side so that it is 72. So 72, 104, 48. So all these things will be having all. So I need to make it as correct orientation. So I'll rotate this one, my object such a way that whether it is correctly oriented or not. So if you're not seeing this dimension, you can move it. So I should make sure that it is correctly oriented or not. As per the figure, you should correctly orient. So I hope that this is my correct orientation. So these are my dimensions. I gave my annotation also, and these planes are overlapping. So select this one, and here you can see the plane display. Make sure that plane display is off so that viewer is clearly visible. And I will off these few things so that it will be helpful. So that there is no confusion if it is overlapping with the planes and all the other things. Okay, so everything is done. So I'll click on. Now I will save it as I need to save it as a document. So I'll be clicking on. So after this, I'll be clicking on File, Save As. In the Save As, so directly you can Save As. So click on Save As, then save a copy. Then you have to model name. Here you can change your model name if you require. You can give your own name. So the type is it is saved as a part because we have drawn as a part. It will save as a part. So I'll click here. I'll scroll on. I'll be select. I can find the PDF. So I will be saving it as a PDF. So if I want to take the printout or all those things, PDF will be better. So here I'll be saving in the document so that so it will file name will be 3D steps. If you can change here, if you're not changing the same name will be given here. So in PDF, click on OK. So it will ask on which page you will be taking. So default is A4, don't change anything. Default is portrait, so don't change anything. Resolution. So resolution nothing but how the image clarity you want. So DPI dots per inches. So you will be how much will be print clarity will be known. So it is optimum value minimum optimum value is 300. So I want maximum. I want maximum image. So I'll be clicking as 600. I'll click on OK. I'll clicking on 600 dpi. I'll be clicking on OK. So that we will be having the high resolution. Then it's taking some time. So directly it will save as a PDF and it will open in this case. So it is still loading. It's taking time. So after that, directly it will save as a PDF as a single page PDF so that for the PDF you can edit with your name, roll number, and all other things you can edit. Okay. Then you have to open the PDF with the respective folder where we have saved. Then you can drag it down so that you can see this is your drawn object, same as 3D steps. You'll be getting the same thing. So take the printout and it will be completed. So this is the view. This is isometric view. Whatever you are seeing, this is the isometric view. Okay, so I'll be again switching back to this one. And if you want to save any other views, so if you want to save any other views, so click on save as. Click on save as part in the PDF. You can scroll down and you can find the PDF here. Click on OK. So OK. So here it will ask content. So click on content if you want to. This is the graphic area. Whatever the screen is visible, everything is selected. If you want to have any specific view, you can click on that specific view, or else you can select all views and click OK. So that all the view, back view, top view, front view, all the views, all these views, what are the views it has been displayed here, everything will be have here. So click on all views and click on OK, so that it will be highlighted. Okay, so that you can see all your views. What are the views you have? You can see this views. So after saving all the views, so I'll be getting all the views. So this is it will also write back view. It will write it as bottom view. It will write it as default view. So it write front view, left view, right side view, top view. So these are the things what you have drawn. Then save. So better save it as graphic area. Okay. I hope you have understood.